We're back with Season 3. I got you guys with the best dribble moves for all builds and heights in NBA 2K26. And I'll also be doing a basic beginner's dribble tutorial at the end of the video. I'm also giving away some VC, so to enter, drop a like, comment the word GOAT, and of course, be a subscriber. On top of that, what if I told you that you could use your sports knowledge to win money? Well, you're going to want to check out today's video sponsor, Prize Picks. Prize Picks is super easy to use. You pick your sport, pick the category, pick your players, and decide if they're going to go more or less. That's it. And the more players you get right, the more money you make. And if you use my code to sign up for Prize Picks, they will give you $50 in free play when you place your first $5 lineup. Win or lose, it doesn't matter, you'll still get the $50. And Prize Picks is now available in over 40 states, so go check if your state is available. There's a good chance it is. Age restrictions apply, please play responsibly, and thank you to Prize Picks for sponsoring today's video. Alright, first things first, to make your game experience better and make dribbling easier for you, let's go over to options and select controller settings. The first thing you're going to want to do is scroll down to Pro Stick Function, make sure this is on default, go to Pro Stick Orientation, put this on absolute, then go to Passive Dribble Hand Switches, make sure this is disabled. This is a terrible feature for dribbling, it's going to make it a lot harder to combo. Then scroll down to Auto Lob to Moving Receiver and make sure this is disabled. This is going to help you avoid throwing those lollipop passes. And then we're going to scroll all the way down to the bottom to Vibration and turn this off. You can keep it on, but I feel like it makes dribbling a little harder. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go over each move one by one, so make sure you guys pay attention so you can figure out which dribble moves are best for you in your play style. Alright, so let's start with the go-to shots because you can speed boost out of these and include these within your combos. You have a few options. The first option is Bryce Senzaball. This gives you an explosive cross launch, and you need to do this one when the ball is in your weak hand. The next option, the most popular one, and the one that I'm currently using, is Kevin Durant. This gives you a nice speed boost directly towards the basket, and this is great to combo with your crossover. The third option is DeLon Wright. This gives you an explosive crossover. You got to do this when the ball is in your dominant hand, and you can use this on small and big guards. And if you're 6'10 to 7'4, the best go-to shot is Paolo Banchero. Hop jumpers are super underrated and not talked about enough. You can use the Jason Tatum out of the triple threat to get right to the basket. I'll show you what I mean in the dribble tutorial at the end of the video. You can also combo with your hop jumpers. A good one to combo with is DeMar DeRozan. This gives you a nice crossover out of your escape. I'll also show you how to do this at the end of the video. And then if you're a small guard and you want to be able to score out of the triple threat like the Jason Tatum, put on Zach LaVine. And if you're a big man, 6'10 to 7'4, you can actually get a nice speed boost animation with the normal 2 hop jumper. And I'll also show this in the dribble tutorial. Would you look at that? They added a new dribble style. Let's check it out. Well, as you can see, this is terrible. This is a terrible speed boost animation. This is awful. Do not waste your time with this dribble style. For your dribble style, you really only have one meta option for every height. So if you're a small guard, 5'9 to 6'4, John Morant is the best one in the game by a mile. Just put it on, bro. Like it is a requirement. If you don't have that speed with ball, you could use LaVine, which brings me to my next one, which is 6'5 to 6'9. You got to put on Zach LaVine. Again, the best one in the game by a mile. Just use it. And if you're 6'10 to 7'4, you're going to use Giannis Antetokounmpo. You only need a 55 speed with ball. Good and bad news. The good news is they added Steve Francis. You need a 95 ball handle and you got to be a small guard. The bad news is they completely ruined it. So I do not have a build with 95 ball handle. So I had my friend get on his account and show me what it looked like. As you can see, he has on Steve Francis, right? This is not the Steve Francis animation from previous years. Like they took the best parts of this animation away. Hopefully it's just like a glitch and they have to fix it and update it. But until then, do not put on this animation. With your signature size ups, you really have a lot of options. It really is just personal preference and you really can't go wrong. So the options are Scoot Henderson, Tracy McGrady, Jaime Jamie. I'm sorry, I don't know how to say his name, but that's actually the one that I use. I feel like it's the fastest with how I like to dribble. Again, it really just depends how you like to dribble and how you like to play. You got Paul George. You got Stephen Curry, you got Anthony Edwards. What I recommend to do is go in the My Court, put all these on, and figure out which one you like the most. And then if you're a big man, you got 3 options: Ben Simmons, Giannis, or Durant. Alright, they added the Kobe Bryant breakdown combos. Let's check it out. Hopefully it's good. Well, the first few dribbles of it are too slow in my opinion, and then the rest of it just looks like a slower version of a walk back. So because it's so similar to that, I would not waste an animation on something that you can just do with your left stick. As for the rest of the breakdown combos, you have a few options. If you guys remember from the last video, I said I was going to try out Kevin Durant because it's really nice for combos. It is really good, and if you want to combo with it, by all means go ahead and put it on because it is really good for that. But the Devin Booker crabs are just too valuable in my opinion. You can just glitch right through your defender and they get on your back, and then you can hit that shot, or you can even throw the self lob out of them, which you guys know I do that a lot. It's just the best breakdown combo in the game in my opinion, but a lot of people would argue that Jordan Poole is the best because you can combo with this and get crabs with it, so it's really just personal preference, but I like the Devin Booker. Now, if you're a small guard and you don't want the Devin Booker and you want a super fast, good speed boost, put on Damian Lillard, just hit your breakdown combo and then go speed boost towards that ball hand and you'll get a really good speed boost animation. And if you're a big man, the best one is Julius Randle. Alright, so for your escape, if you're 6'5 to 6'7, you can use the Kobe. I know some people like this, but I personally think that there are two escapes that are still a lot better. So the two meta escapes, in my opinion, are Jimmy Butler and Paul George. They're both really, really good. It is just personal preference, but I would say that Jimmy is better at getting to the basket because you can instantly hit your crossover right out of it, while with the Paul George, you have to wait a full step. I personally use Paul George right now. I feel like it's a little quicker and a little shiftier, and the quick stops that I get with this are super, super fast. So I'm going to stick with this for now, but maybe down the line, I'll switch back to Jimmy. But either way, you can't go wrong with either one. These are the best two in the game if you're 6'5 to 6'9. If you're 5'9 to 6'4, you have a couple of options. If you want a shifty one, you can use the Kyrie Irving, but if you want the meta one, and this is what majority of the best guards are using, and the one that I'm using, and that is the Kemba Walker Escape. If your ball handle isn't high enough to get either of those, you can still use the Jimmy Butler and the Paul George on a little guard. And then if you're 6'10 to 7'4, you can use Durant or Giannis. The combo moves are not that popular, but if you watched my advanced dribble tutorial, you'll know that I just started using this a lot more. Go check that out after this, link in description. But the one that I'm using is Pro. You could also use Tatum or Durant. And on my little guard, I'm also using Pro, but you could try out Ja Morant as well. And if you're a big man, you can use Pro or Durant. They added the LaMelo Ball crossover, and I remember from Community Day, I really like this one, so let's check it out. But you can only get this up to a 6'7 because you need a 91 ball handle. This is a nice crossover, you guys. Like, this is really nice for like midi hunting and crabbing almost, and obviously getting to the basket. But overall, it's definitely a good crossover. I would say it's probably like top 3, top 4 in the game. If you guys want to try it out, go ahead. I like it. I might put it on a few of my builds and have some fun with it. Anyways, if you're a big guard, you have a few options. The first one is Chris Paul. This gets you slightly in front of the defender. A quick one is Luka. Another quick one that slightly gets you in front of the defender is LeBron. And then another good one is the LaMelo, which we just talked about. But the best crossover in the game, in my opinion, and the one that I'm using is Lonzo Ball. It's just one dribble and you're right to the basket, and you can do it sideways into the fade. It's just an elite crossover. Now, if you are a small guard and have De'Aaron Fox unlocked, you unlock this at S4, put it on. It's one of the best crossovers in the game. It arguably is. And if you're not S4, no worries, because you can still get Lonzo Ball crossover on a little guard. And if you're 6'10 to 7'4 and you're S4 or higher, I want you to put on Giannis. If you're not S4, use Pro. With your behind the back, it really just comes down to what type of behind the back you want. If you want a standstill explosive behind the back, and this is the one that I use, you're going to use Kobe White. Just be careful because it can get bump stolen. If you want a good moving behind the back, you're going to put on Scottie Pippen. And if you want one to speed boost out of and combo with, you're going to use SGA. It's kind of like the Curry slide. And speaking of the Curry slide, if you're a little guard, the best one by a mile is Stephen Curry. And if your ball handle is not high enough for that one, you can use any of the 3 that I just named. And then if you're a big, you could use normal, Durant, or Pro. All right, for the spin. Now, I don't know if you like spinning on things. I personally don't, and I really don't use my spin that much, but you have a few options. You can use Nash, DeMar, Penny. That's the one that I use. And then if you're a big, you can use Durant or normal. With your hesitations, you have a few options. A lot of people like Kobe White. I personally don't, but if you want to try it, by all means, go ahead. The one that I personally use is Rajon Rondo. I feel like I get the best momentums with this one. Another option is Jason Tatum, and you could use Anthony Edwards. And then if you're a little guard, you can use Curry or Morant. I personally use Morant. And then if you're 6'10 and above, you can use Kevin Durant. Okay, they added the Andrew Wiggins step back. Let's check it out. So first impressions, I don't like how it doesn't pull you back. It doesn't give you that much space, but as you can see, it gives you a really nice speed boost, and you can definitely incorporate this into your combos. And as you can see, the right stick cancel with this is very glitchy and very quick, so I could definitely see this being used around screens. On top of that, it has the same moving step back as the Devin Booker, which is a huge plus. In conclusion, it's not bad and definitely is usable, but the fact that it doesn't create a lot of space off the standstill is a big problem for me. So I would give it like a 4 or 5 out of 10. The ones that I'm about to give you, in my opinion, are a lot better. Alright, with your step back, I'm going to be transparent with you guys. If you're a little guard, you have 3 options, and the third is but if you're a big guard, you really only have 2. And with big and small guards, you really should be using 1, and that is the Devin Booker. It's just the best one overall. 99% of the best players in the world are all using the Devin Booker. If you don't want to use that one, you could use Vince Carter. I know a few players who use it, but it's literally just like 2, I think, off the top of my head. And then if you're a little guard, you can use Kyrie. This is very similar to the Zach LaVine from last year. You can try it out, but all in all, I recommend using Devin Booker. And if you're a big man, you can use Joel Embiid, Pro, or Giannis. Alright, let's get into the dribble tutorial, but first, after you're done watching this one, and you master this one, I then want you to watch my advanced dribble tutorial, which I will leave in the description. Okay, the first move is your signature size up. All you're doing is just moving your right stick back and forth in any direction, side to side, up, diagonal, left, right, and that's how you do your signature size up. The next move is your escape. If the ball's in your left hand, you're holding the right trigger, and you're going to flick your right stick up diagonal to the right, just like that. And if the ball is in your right hand, you're going to flick it up diagonal to the left, just like that. Now, you can spam this, but as soon as you do 4 escapes in a row, you will lose an adrenaline. Watch this. 1, 2, 3. I didn't lose one, right? Now watch this. 1, 2, 3, 4, and I lost an adrenaline, so keep that in mind. Now, the speed boost out of your escape is very simple. Right after you hit the escape, continue holding the right trigger and move your left stick towards that ball hand. But if you're going to use the Paul George escape and you want the good speed boost animation, make sure your left stick isn't angled up too high when you run out of it. If it is up too high, you'll get this animation. Nothing is wrong with this animation. I actually prefer it in certain situations, but for the faster one, just make sure your left stick isn't angled too high up. Alright, your step back is very easy. You're holding the right trigger the whole time, and all you're doing is flicking down on your right stick. That is literally all you have to do. To speed boost out of your step back is very simple. Right after you hit your step back, continue holding the right trigger and run towards your ball hand with the left stick. It's that easy. And then to do your running step back, you're just going to run and flick down on your right stick while you're running. And make sure you still hold your left stick up when you're doing your running step back, or it will not work. Here's how you do your standstill behind the back. So if the ball is in your left hand, you're holding the right trigger the whole time, and you're flicking your right stick down diagonal to the right. And if the ball is in your right hand, you're flicking your right stick down diagonal to the left. Now, you can spam this, but it's the same thing with the escape. As soon as you do 4 in a row, you will lose an adrenaline. Now, if you want to do your explosive behind the back, just like that, it's a little tricky. It comes down to the angle of your left stick, but it's really not that hard at the end of the day. So if the ball is starting in your right hand, you're holding the right trigger the whole time. And when you flick your right stick down diagonal left, you're going to move and hold your left stick up diagonal slightly to the left, just like that. And that's how you do the explosive behind the back. This is how you do your breakdown combo, and this is the Devin Booker that I was telling you about. All you have to do is flick up on your right stick while holding the right trigger. That is it. Like I said, I like the Booker because I can get in front of my man and I can take my shot, or I can hit the Booker, get slightly in front, and then throw the self lob. You throw the self lob by pressing X and Y at the same time on Xbox and square and triangle at the same time on PlayStation. Okay, to do your crossover is very easy. You're going to be running. So if the ball is in your left hand, you're going to flick your right stick to the right. And if the ball is in your right hand, you're going to flick your right stick to the left while holding the right trigger. That's all you got to do. Okay, the momentum crossover is a little tricky, but I'm going to explain it for you guys so you can get it down easily. So you're going to flick up on your right stick without holding the right trigger, just like that. As soon as you do that, if the ball's in your right hand, you're then going to move your left stick up diagonal left while holding the right trigger at the same time. So I'm going to go up and then left. And then if the ball's in my left hand, I'm going to go up and then right. Just like that. I want to clarify, you're not pressing the right trigger when you initially flick up on your right stick. And if you want to spam it, you're just repeatedly doing that over and over again. It is a little tricky, but with a lot of practice, you will get it down. This move right here is your walk back. It's very easy to do, and you have a few different animations that the game will give you when you do this. But to activate the walk back, super easy. You're gonna hold down on your left stick and then just flick up on the right stick. That's it. And this is a great move to do when you're stuck and you need to back up, and it's just a nice move overall to throw into your combos. Okay, so this is the Jason Tatum hop jumper I was telling you guys about. Very, very good move off of the triple threat. You can just hit the move and then go right to the basket with the Lonzo cross. Very easy to do as well. So you're in the triple threat. You're holding the right trigger the entire time. And you can only do this towards your weak hand. So I'm right-handed, so I'm going to do this to my left. You're going to hold the right trigger the whole time. And you're gonna move and hold your right stick to the left to get the animation, and that's all you gotta do. Then after that, you're just gonna run straight, you can hit your Lonzo cross, and you're gonna get right to the basket. Important, now on the ones court, you can't just do this immediately. You have to do either a pump fake or a jab step first, and then the game will allow you to do it. I'm gonna say that again. Only on the ones court, to do the move right off the catch, you have to pump fake or jab step before you hit the move. It still works totally normal in every other game mode. Okay, so this is the normal 2 speed boost-ish that I was talking about earlier in the video. This is on a 6'11 with a 68 speed with ball and 75 ball handle. And yeah, it's not like a guard type speed boost, but it gives you a little hop to get in front of the defender. Then you can go right to the basket to dunk the ball. Now, this is not the KD go-to shot. I know it looks like it, but I'm telling you, it's a normal 2 hop jumper. And this works better in your dominant hand. And I am right-handed, so that's why it looks better in my right. You can do this on a guard, but there really is no point because you have better hop jumpers. So really, this is only for the bigs. Now, to do this is very simple. If the ball's in your right hand, you're holding the right trigger. You're going to flick and hold your right stick for a half a second up diagonal to the right, and then you're gonna run forward with your left stick. And if the ball's in your left hand, you're gonna flick and hold your right stick up diagonal left for a half a second and then move forward with your left stick towards the basket. If you want a hop jumper that you can combo with, you can put on the DeMar DeRozan like I said. Now, you can do this out of any move, but it needs to be again towards your weak hand. If you want to do it from a standstill, you need to hit a hesitation first. So you're holding the right trigger the whole time, and then you're gonna flick your right stick to the right to hit your hesitation. And as soon as you do that, you're gonna move and hold your right stick to the left to get the DeMar DeRozan hop jumper, and you get this really glitchy crossover as you can see. And then if you wanna do it out of your escape, you have to wait out the escape a little bit. So let's say the ball's starting in my left hand. I'm gonna flick my right stick to the right, wait like a half a second, and then move and hold my right stick back to the left. Now go check out the advanced dribble tutorial. It's on screen right there. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. Drop a like if you did. Subscribe if you're new. I really appreciate it. Have a good day. Go out.